Come on, everybody, time to get on down with the easy feeling we got going round. No matter what's going on, we'll get you in the mood. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and soon you feeling good. The Hammer Jang Gang is the way we keep it real. Put aside our differences, aloha is what we feel. If all the people of the world could join us, then they'll see. Maybe they can finally find peace and harmony.
How's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pidgin. Yay! My name's Andy Bumatai, and I will be your host. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time, we talk about all things Hawaii here, basically a chat show, but we do play some news items, clips that we grab from the local television stations here in Hawaii, and every once in a while we play a music video, time permitting, and seeing what's going on, that kind of thing. And if we get to it, we have a Mauna Kea observation video and 2 videos from the Big Island. Again, if we get to them, because you never know how it goes. Now, before we say hi to some of the people who are joining us in the friendliest chat on the internet, as some describe it, let's take a look at some of the news items that we'll be talking about today, okay? Oh, let's see, where am I? What's going on? Where are my news items? They should be on, and they're not here. I suspect Jose, what is going on? Who? They're not here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Start off with the wrong button. Let's try that. Oh, that's way better. Okay. You know, there's an issue with short-term rentals here. They're illegal in many areas, and some people do them anyway. So the state came up with a new tactic that targets the lenders of those houses. Oh, no. And then we're going to take a look at these parakeets that are driving people nuts, mostly on Kauai, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I have been before. Then, if you live in the Kailua area, you probably noticed the stream there has been changing a little bit. They're not only cleaning that up, but a bunch of other stuff, and the look has changed. That's right. And then, you know, the deadline on rebates, or what do they call them, for solar installation ends at the end of the year. So people are clamoring to get that done. Yeah. And if we get to it, Kiko, not Kikoman, but Kiko, the hurricane, looks like it's going to miss us as far as hurricane action, but it's creating huge waves, okay? So we'll see what's going on with that if we get to it, right? Okay, now let's go to the big board here and say hi to some of the people that have showed up, and I gotta scroll way back here. Let's start with Nani Aloha, not only a moderator, but also an associate producer on the show. Thank you for being here. Panel writes things. How's it? Watts 45, showing face once again with that handsome mug. There he is. Michael Anthony Smith, he did in fact change to Twitch, and there he is. Rick S., another moderationizer here on the Daily Pigeon. How's it, brah? good to see you back. I know you're up there with the grandkids at the cabin, so I'm Darlene, and you are back, and that makes us feel great. Oh, look, moderationizing to the max. Here's Devin. Mahalo, Devin, for being here, and she's saying hello to Medium 7 Up, E.T. Guerrero. Did you have a good weekend? Oh, how nice a thought. Gil Soto coming in from Texas. How you, my brother? Sam Bittner. Aloha Tuesday to everybody. And there's Kupahu. How's Christy? She's at a lot of the shows. Maybe we'll see her in Sacramento. Sacramento, is that what it is? Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Koto 808, my alarm went off. Please thank your alarm once again from me. Because of it, you're here, and that's a good thing. See Honda, how you helps us not only with our moderationizing, but also on the X platform and also the Discord. There we go. If can. Oh, yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about, but that applies to many things. I know. Whew, okay, let's see how else we get. Hey, Garrett Young, how you? Young. Oh, man, my mouth. You know how it goes, huh? I know, you gotta stretch that bugger out. I know. I was about to take a nap. Well, listen to me speak, and I'm sure that'll put you to sleep faster than any meditation. I am cuddling with a cute fuzzy Huma. Sorry if I'm K. No, that's okay. Okay, get that? That Huma is Medium 7's Up cat. He named his cat Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua'a. And it's not a fish, it's a cat. I know. How's it, Charles K? Oh, you better. Good to see you again. I'll be the other side, you be that side. Cool. There we go. June Kubasic. Aloha. Missed you Friday, and my weekend was off. Well, in between Friday and today, we did a couple Black Hat sessions where I was trying to get that, that poll thing that we were doing on Friday working, and contacted tech support, and they said it should work. And I was joking about that. I said, I know they're going to say that, and they in fact did. So they're working on that, so we won't have polls today. I know. Oh, hold on. Somebody backing up. It's probably a helicopter. Aloha state of mind. How's it, folks? There we go. Eric S. in the holly, together with Mad Statter, blanket of aloha to you all. Oh, boy, showing your OG status with that reference. Remember the blanket of aloha? I know. Mama T-Bird, how's it, Andy and Hammer Gang? And there's Guitar Ollie. I saw the prototypes, Guitar Ollie. You know what I'm talking about. Great job. Thank you so much on that. Guitar Ollie did the keychains that we gave away at one of the other shows. Okay. And hold on. I'm getting a bat phone here from, here, I'll show you what I mean. Ooh, not that one. This one here. Ooh, there. See this right here? That's Nani sending me messages. Christy is Charles Kupahu's wife from L.A. area. Yeah, I know. Just because I don't mention it every time doesn't mean I don't know, but I thank you. Yes. Christy and Charles come to the shows. They were in Vegas and, in fact, in someplace else that I can't remember. San Diego. No. Yeah. We'll talk about it. Okay, now I'm completely off track, but that makes it better sometimes. See, here's Guitar Ollie. Thanks, Andy. You're very welcome. Thank you, And Guitar Ollie and someone else is working on some giveaways for Sacramento. Okay, there we go. Yes, I know. Okay, so let's take a look at our first news item, okay? And this one here, again, this is, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Yes, short-term rental tactics. There we go. I got it. Okay, I used to have a memory. Now I have a fancy graphic. Let's listen.
The city is using new tactics to pressure the owners of illegal vacation rentals.
But the push to collect millions in outstanding fines could lead to court.
Millions.
Our Daryl Huff has the exclusive.
When you get a mortgage, you have to tell the lender how you plan to use the house, and most mortgages require that use to be legal. Now, the city is informing lenders that their clients are breaking the law, and mortgage companies have a lot of leverage.
The potential ramifications could include the lender calling.
You know you're in trouble when the person you're talking to has a blurry background. You see that right there? That means, I don't like you know where I'll leave.
Loan due, which means the full balance of the mortgage could be demanded immediately.
Letters like this one to First Hawaiian Bank and other mortgage companies started going out 2 weeks ago. They identified the
Let's
owner
just
attached.
pause and read this letter. What do you say, folks? Yeah, right. Hey,
Reports of the violations and tell the lender, based on repeated violations and notices of the violations provided by DPP, the mortgagor appears to knowingly continue to violate the law. Mortgage expert Judy Meredith says lenders will contact the owners
To make sure that this is true, and then give them an opportunity to respond as well as remedy the situation before it gets any uglier than it really needs to be.
We're basically going after the asset that they're using to do this illegal activity. So we're really trying to get at the heart of the situation.
Because the mortgages require the properties to follow all federal, state, and city laws, the tactic could also be used on owners of monster homes. The idea came out of the police department's crackdown on illegal game rooms that included the tactic.
So I said, why don't we try that?
The city has also ramped up filing liens against
She's the
offending
one?
properties. In all of 2024, the city issued 59 liens, 33 for illegal rentals. But this year, the pace increased, with 68 liens issued in the first half of the year, and 34 of those for rentals.
People are realizing, whether they themselves have a foreclosure pending or a lien, or their mortgagees come in after them. We're just trying to throw everything at them.
Attorney Gregory Kugel, who represents many owners, issued a
what a way to put it. We're just trying to throw everything at them to get them to comply. Hey, go.
statement on the crackdown. The city has been using more aggressive and possibly improper tactics, such as liens and foreclosure, as well as holds on car registrations and driver's license renewals. Furthermore, the fines being imposed are excessive in violation of the U.S. and Hawaii constitutions. I expect these tactics will be challenged in court and the city will lose. The crackdown on illegal rentals and other violations is an effort that will cost taxpayers money, but in the end, it could more than pay for itself. Last we heard, there were more than $100 million out there in uncollected fines. Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.
100 million in uncollected fines? Whoa. And Mad Statter, let's go to the big board for this one because there's a lot here. She says, yeah, as far as mortgage holders are concerned, if you financed your home as a primary residence, but you're treating it like a rental, you've committed mortgage fraud. Oh, bueno, yeah. Oh, that's bad. And that's exactly the tactic they're using there because the mortgage fraud thing is, the short-term rental thing is a thorn in the side as rentals are harder to get for regular people. I know. Boo to that attorney. Oh, I don't know. I hope he doesn't see this because he wouldn't be able to live with himself if he saw that. Oh, I'm getting scared. Ooh, and Papi Cheney is saying, hey, Devin, aloha, kiddo. There we go. I'll be seeing Papi Cheney soon. I'm flying up to the Sacramento area. I always stay with Papi, Christy, and Cooper. Last time I forgot to mention Cooper. But anyway, yeah. So what do you think? I mean, do you think this is heavy-handed with the going after the lender and saying, hey, right? Well, Matt Statter says, I used to be a mortgage loan processor. Oh, no wonder they take that thing seriously. Well, it's a double-edged sword, don't you think, Molly? Because people are trying to just get by, but I'm guessing there are people who are not being. Not Tracy Cooper, not Christie. What did I say? Christie? I said Cooper, didn't I? Okay, I got another bat phone from. Okay. Anyway, yeah, cool to know, Molly. Thank you. Whew. And where does the money for the fines go? Straight to me. I'm the one that gets all the fines, Steve. Just so you know, $100 million. I check the mailbox every day. Well, it goes to the state. Now, what particular fund, I don't know, but I'm guessing it goes to the general fund, the one that fixes the roads and all that kind of stuff. I don't think what's collected in real estate goes to anything particular. But again, I'm no expert on it, So that would be an Augie question. He's a council person. Oh, no, I know. You're too funny. Oh, well, but you mean you didn't believe I'm getting the $100 million? I'm beside myself. And I feel like you've been warned multiple times. You ignore the fines. I'm okay with the heavy-handed. Yeah, exactly. Because you got to imagine, like what they said, there are $100 million out there in fines for doing this sort of thing that the homeowners are ignoring, right? And what recourse do they have other than going, okay, how can we put some pressure on them? I guess that's what's going on. I don't know. Oh, rough one. No easy, and here in Hawaii especially, as the price of a one-bedroom apartment goes to $2,000, $2,500 now, believe me, we can use all the extra rental space we can. But I guess what would a short-term rental be? Does anybody know? What kind of money they charge for that? General fund means it goes into their pocket. Well, now we have to define their pocket. I'm not sure. Andy, I think you should put a bat phone on the screen so we can watch what's going on behind the scenes. No, because sometimes, I make a really stupid mistake and Nani says something that I would find embarrassing because I screw up so much. But, sometimes I do. You've seen me do that, I mean, not just this, oh, no, not that one, this one. You see, not just this. See, Tracy Cooper, Christy, not Coop, and Coop, not Christy. I thought I said Cooper, but maybe I said Christy, but I don't know. So that's really not of any interest to anyone else, I don't think. Anyway, and Devin, the friendliest moderator on the planet, says, welcome here. We practice aloha and always stay away from things political, cynical, and medical. That's from when we were doing the pandemic. I know. Well, yeah, we come here just to, take a break. Like you'll notice all the news items. I've mentioned this a million times. We purposely avoid the if it bleeds, it leads things, or where people get hurt. We just try to do stuff of general interest. I know. In fact, speaking of general interest, here's another one here. And this one is kind of interesting because the problem is really cute. I know. What could we be speaking of? Check this out.
Well, officials are raising awareness over an invasive pest that's also impacting our agriculture. They're pretty, but again, pesky. Bryce Moore reports.
A Oahu and Kauai residents may be familiar with the bright green birds called rose-ringed parakeets, but agriculture
Subtitles.
officials say their numbers are
at
starting to
this.
get to unsustainable.
It's
Well,
like an
officials are raising
it looks like
awareness
an
over an
Alfred
invasive
Hitchcock.
pest that's also impacting our
Oh.
agriculture. They're pretty, but again, pesky. Bryce Moore reports.
Oahu
Look
and
at that.
Kauai residents may be familiar with the bright green birds called rose-ringed parakeets, but agriculture officials say their numbers are starting to get to unsustainable levels.
Can you believe this?
These are birds, when I was growing up, weren't really here at these numbers. Now they're all over the place. And that means that their population is out of control. It keeps growing. We've got to figure out a way to reduce the populations of this pest. It is a pest.
It's not just the noise. The parakeet's diet in the islands includes lychee, mango, banana, and other locally grown fruits. They're native to Central Africa and Southern Asia, so our environment simply isn't equipped to keep their population in check.
With no natural predators, these animals can really propagate and grow bigger and bigger and bigger as far as the population. And then we start seeing the impacts in our environment.
Now, despite the birds being objectively beautiful, they aren't supposed to be here, and their impacts on local food production have already been felt.
Wow. Or we're going to see kind of what we saw in Kauai, an estimate of 10%
so this is
losses
Oahu.
of fruit crops because of the rose-ringed parakeet.
And that's the problem when we talk about the balance of nature. Mother Nature has worked a long time to get that balance in place. And when we throw that off, either on purpose or accidentally, it creates a lot of problem.
The DLNR says funding was allocated to look into management in 2021. The parakeets are widespread on Oahu and Kauai, and there have been individual reports on Maui as well. In a statement, a division of forestry and wildlife specialists said in part, there are some tools for individual properties like netting trees. More research is needed to develop better management options for Kauai and Oahu beyond culling.
They won't stop at just farmland. If they wipe out all our farmers, they're coming to people's backyards next.
What?
They're coming to our community gardens. We need to get a hold of this invasive pest.
Bryce Moore, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Wow. How do you net a tree? Does that mean like put a net over a tree so they can't get in, or wait till they're in and then throw a net over it? That seems a little difficult. My dog's going nuts in the background here. I don't know what's up. Someone obviously is trying to. Oh, who's this? Oh, yeah. Hey, no. Thank you. No, thank you. Go away.
I'm just following up with homework.
Thank you. Go away, please. Thank you. I can't talk right now. Goodbye. This guy wants to. No, I'm following up on. Well, we bought these big signs. This neighborhood gets so many people that just walk up, and we have signs that say no solicitors and all that kind of stuff. They ignore it. I know. And then your dog goes nuts. And okay, what was I talking about? Anyway, yeah, that's Kinako. Yeah, that's her going crazy over there, right? So anyway, so what do you think we could do about these birds? And you know that whole, can you introduce, like, you know, someone in the chat on that one said we should bring falcons into Hawaii. You know, can you imagine instead of those birds there was a bunch of falcons because they had so much to eat? I don't know. This is live TV, folks. Yeah, there we go. State of mind. I know. I mean, yeah, I can see my front door right from here, and this guy is like trying to talk to me. He's got a clipboard and, you know, the whole bit. You know, you can go anywhere you want with a clipboard. Oh, excuse me. No, I have a clipboard. I know there's a no trespassing sign, but I have a clipboard. Oh, okay. Ooh, make parakeet barbecue. I don't think there's enough on those poor little birds to eat anything. You don't need a lot of them. You'd have how about those feathered capes that the Hawaiians used to make? Remember that? They actually hurt that species using those that one feather that one bird had. I forget how it is. Must be official. Yeah, there you go, Rick. Yeah, you're so right. You understand it. I remember when I was in Chicago one time, I was in this super secure building, and I used to say, you need a pass key and a key and a name tag to get into this building. You need all of those things, or a pizza. I know. Oh, clipboard, high visibility vest, and a white hard hat. You can go anywhere. I have all those things. And a white truck, so don't get me started. Woo. Yes, and Nani's saying, thank you, C Honda, for the 199 super chat. That's on the YouTube side. So thank you so much, C Honda. I know. You need a kapu sign on the front door. I have tried everything. My wife bought big, ugly signs. I said, I don't want to put that on the keep out. You know, it's just, I want to make a sign that says, be cool, Don't come up here and then ask, to sell me something. And then when I say, no, thank you, then give me attitude. It's like, what? I used to sell door to door. I get it, they're trying to make a living and all that. I sold vacuum cleaners door to door as a very young man. Let's see. I used to use a white hard hat when I marketed cable company for business. Yeah, well, I get it. They're trying to make a living. But when you say no, thank you. No, what I'm doing is I get it. Ooh, those parakeets look like parrots. Yeah, it's a breed of them. I want to know why there's so many. Did someone bring someone in and go, these poor things, I'm tired of keeping them in my house, and they just let two go, and then guess what? Then there were 8, and then there were, and do the math. Whew. A lost state of mind says, I saw a doormat that said, come back with a warrant. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, you did the right thing. Ooh, no solicitation signs usually work. Well, mine does not. And maybe it's too small, and I don't want to put a big orange sign that looks like, hey, you kids, get off of my lawn. I don't want to be that guy. So we have a green parrot here in Orange County, too. Oh, you mean wild ones that are very noisy like that, Devin? Is that what you're talking about when you say you have green parrots here, too? Whew. That's either roof, solar, or pest treatment. Well, I tell you what, I don't think it's solar, because right now, in fact, that's going to be the one of the news items we talk about. You can't get an appointment to have solar installed because so many people what it's because they were going to have the deadline. It was going to be like 2-3 years from now, but then that changed, and now it ends at the end of the year, right? Yeah. So people are, huh? And if you do it by the end of the year, you get a 30% rebate on what you spend. So that's what people are trying to take advantage of. Well, I know. In the 70s, during the illegal bird trade, lots got cut loose in place of getting caught without them. Oh, I heard. That's what I heard. Wow. And Nani's bat phone here says, Charles K., I'll tell them to come back when they owe me money. Oh, yeah. It's right here. I see it now. Thank you, Nani. Oh, there. I'll tell them to come back when they owe me money. I know. But it's just, I had a friend, the guy who used to live across the street, he has since moved away. He sold his house. He was the funniest guy. He would get out there and, what's that? What do you, oh, that sounds so interesting. And he would talk to them for like an hour sitting in front of his yard, say, well, sit down. Here, oh, really? Oh, that's me. And then he goes, you know what? Nah, forget it. And then he'd walk in the house after. And my favorite was these two like Jehovah Witness guys came, and he was cleaning his yard, and he told them, "You're here to help me?" And they said, "Yes, that's what we're trying to do." And he goes, "Well, here." And he hands them a rake. He goes, "You catch those leaves." And he had these two boys like cleaning his yard and stuff. Oh, man, he was the funniest guy. Oh, I get spammy phone calls. Well, Pinnell writes, yeah. Well, I do a bit in my act about the kind of email I get. When you get older, you get all this weird email. Anyway, so let's see what time it is. Oh, gee, almost the top of the hour. What do you say we take a little musical break and take a short glance at the Mauna Kea observations? And they tore some of these down, a couple of these down since then, because maybe not the ones on this video, because they were operational, but they got in there. And anyway, let's take a look. But first,
3, 2, 1, go.
This is Norman Carver Solomon. And we listen to the Pidgin
Daily Pidgin.
Daily with the Daily Pidgin. With Andy Bumatai. Why night boy? Why night boy? That's right. Right, Andy.
Hey, say hi to the Hammerjang gang.
And also, before I forget, hello to all the Hammerjangers out there. Hammerjang gang. All right. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Oh, man, those people.
dreamy indeed, Mad Statter. I know. And for those of you just tuned in, I didn't, or were here Friday, or for any of the Black Hat sessions where I was trying to get that poll thing working, you know, where we put the poll and everybody, but only Twitch seemed to register, nobody else. Sent a an email to tech service, hey, here's what's going on. And they, of course, came back with, it should work. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. We'll look into it and get back to you. Still waiting, been 2 days. We'll see. I wonder what Commonwealth Man is doing. Feeding his cow, probably. Red, remember that one? Okay, I love Lono's Spamajang drop. Oh, I remember that one. Woo, Spamajang. Let's see. Spaghetti. Aloha, spaghetti. See Honda saying, how's it do? Am I saying that right? Spaghetti. Spaghetti turtle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. because when you get past the T, the dyslexia kicks in, and guess what? But here they are in person. Aloha all. Yes, it is. Isn't that just a? And he does that little ding, 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 ding. There's this little triplet in there or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a musician, but I love that. Ooh, yeah, I know. It should work. Yeah, it's like when you write a joke and stand in front of a bunch of people, and they just stare at you after you're finished, and you say, "Whoa, hey, hold on, that joke should work." I know. Yeah. The correct spelling was taken. Oh, for spaghetti turtle? So you had to go spaghetti turtle? I get it. There we go. The plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. Spaghetti turtle should be spaghetti turtle, but was slow on the draw. Okay. And Verity Hunt said, me too. There we go. See, everybody's saying how's it to everybody. Okay, so now, you know what? Let's do the solar piece since that kind of came up, and then if we have time, we'll get to the cleanup of the Kailua stream. Okay, so this one again, the solar thing. Well, let's play the piece, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Solar companies and customers across the state are racing against time. Thousands are trying to install rooftop solar before December 31st, when the federal tax credit is set to expire. But the process is leaving many stuck. Jill Kuramoto reports.
The rush is on. Homeowners in Hawaii are scrambling to get rooftop solar panels installed before the end of the year. The federal residential clean energy tax credit that covers 30% of installation costs was originally supposed to last through 2032. But the passage of the One Big Beautiful bill moved up the deadline, creating a surge in demand. Hawaiian Electric says in July it received 1,100 applications for new rooftop solar and battery systems, the highest in over a year and a half and nearly double the month before. In a statement, HECO said, "We're committed to processing applications as quickly as possible to help customers who want to install and energize their systems by the end of the year."
Thank you, ChatGPT. Hey, come on.
The company said it can shift staff to handle the surge and keep projects moving. But those in the industry say that's not the only hurdle.
It's almost a plea out to the city and county employees to help support this new system transition, because there is a plan in place to expedite these permits through. And I think it's going to take a village to do it.
The City Department of Planning and Permitting acknowledges the backlog, but says
it's going to take the village people to do it.
As the new permitting software continues to process solar applications.
Don't you get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you see all those rolls of paper, knowing yours is in there somewhere? They're buttoned up.
As instant or quick permits, but flags permit applications in flood zones, which takes 2 to 3 days longer for approval. In a statement, DPP said it was empathetic to the solar industry's challenges, but we serve builders, contractors, homeowners, and developers of all types with just as important needs and projects, and must balance the needs of all to provide the best service across the public. But with the clock ticking, installers are urging the city to move faster.
This has to be done now. October's again too late. October is too late. And we're having to take customers that were questionable off the schedule and put on ones. Is that fair? But
so next month is too late. Wow.
That's what we're having to do, and where does that end?
Jill Kuramoto, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Yeah, we had a couple of old solar panels over here, and but they started leaking, and I just disengaged them, and we got a bigger water heater, and it works fine, but it was old. I mean, it was on there when we bought the house, and it was leaking, and it was leaking on the roof, and because of that, there was this like little, garden up there of moss and different things. So I went, what the heck, And when we redid the roof, I said, you know what, let's just, and we took it, we completely removed it. Yeah. Wow is right. Exactamo. I know. I hope the plan reviewer didn't want time off before the end of the year. Yeah. Someone that works for the state wanting time off? What are you thinking, Rick? I know. Hey, this deadline change is a direct challenge to the switch to greener energy. Let's not go there. You know what I'm thinking. I know. Okay. Oh, hey, look, Nina Marie Young is in the house. Hi, you, Nina. Aloha, mahalo for being here. I know Cindy Krause got solar panels up, and she loves them. Oh, if I had new ones, if I could afford that, I'd love them too. But mine was from, Fred Flintstone installed mine. I know, she loves them. And they've saved her a lot, she says, yeah. My dream is to have a couple electric cars and enough solar panels to feed the car. That would be cool. But I know. Whoo! Hawaii style panels, warm water, ours produces energy. Yeah, well, you can do them a bunch of ways. You saw in that post, there was that Tesla box, and that, saves energy for people who want to charge their cars, I'm guessing. I know, I'm sorry, I'll stop. Yeah, you and me both. We'll go offline and have that one. Yeah. It's hard, to, because everything, and sometimes everything affects everything and hard for avoid. You'd be surprised when I was looking, when I look for news items, how much is just, either very political or very bad news. Trying to find stuff that's kind of in the middle like I show here. It's getting tougher and tougher. I know. Can't you get a grant for panels? A grant? I don't think so, or they would have mentioned it, I'm guessing, in the piece. But what people are scrambling for is that, what is it they say, 30% rebate. I don't know why they don't just make it a discount, right? Don't know. Okay. Oh, boy. You know what? Let's take another musical break after that one because, that was a rough one. And here's one we haven't played for a while. This is Hard Shot. Now, it's spelled H-A-H-D. Hard, as in hard shot. Oh, hard shot. Hey, look, Cheryl Winberry. Hi. Aloha, everyone. Been a while. Glad to be back. Oh, thank you for coming back, Sherry. Cheryl, my wife's name is Sherry, so when I see S-H-E-R, I go immediately to Sherry. But Cheryl Winberry, thanks for being here. And there's certain doom saying, aloha, Andy, we don't want bad news. How about some good news? Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, it's hard to find, this is great news, and I grab that when I can. But basically, you'll see the kind of stuff that I think affects people, but isn't it about some poor guy who got, killed in a pedestrian walkway and that kind of stuff. Ugh, there's some awful stuff. Hello, Andy. Any good news? Yeah. Well, then like I was saying, I grabbed the best news I can find. And Aloha State of Mind says, Kaden, gara hele. Whew, have a good night, everyone. Okay, Aloha State of Mind, mahalo for showing face. Appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to we're going to play Hard Shot, right? Okay, but first...
Hey, it's Mad Statter. I'm here with Pokolo T. We're in Tacoma, Washington.
And we're here ready to watch the Daily Pidgin Live with Andy Bumatai.
shot, easy, easy bullet. You know that hard shot, easy, easy bullet. You're taking off on a 6-foot face. Suddenly somebody come on, snakes your way. You pull back in the nick of time. Head over heels, over the falls. The bugger and grind. That's a hard shot, easy, easy bullet. 'Cause you know that hard shot, easy, easy bullet. I scored a gig on a Thursday night. Felt relief because the timing was just right. 2 hours passed, we pound down, yeah. Play for free, no more money. What's up with that man? That's a hard shot, easy, easy bullet. You know that hard shot, easy, easy bullet. As you know, 'cause when you're feeling low, when you're feeling low, don't know where to turn or which way to go. You knew it right from the start, from the very start. You're a victim of a hard shot. Well, sing it with me, bullet. Hard shot, easy, easy bullet. Power work, now it's party time. Friday night down the beach, everybody's feeling fine. Like all good things must come to an end, yeah. You wake up, your head aches, you don't learn. Well, let's do it again. That's a hard shot, easy, easy bullet. 'Cause you know that hard shot, easy, easy bullet. 'Cause you know that when you're feeling low, when you're feeling low, don't know where to turn or which way to go. Do it right from the start, from the very start. And you're a victim of a hard shot. Sing it with me. Everybody's coming down to play. He's playing island music every night and day. Sing it with me. Everybody listen, Kenny Roberts play. He's playing island music down in South Key. Everybody's coming down to easy, easy. He's playing island music every night and day. Everybody listen, Kenny Roberts play. He's playing island music down in South Key. But everybody's coming down to easy, easy. He's playing island music every night and day. Everybody's listen, Kenny Roberts play. He's playing island music down in South Key. Hard shot, easy bullet, you know.
I love that quick cameo of Kamoela Band in there, and Lono in the background rapping. You heard that? Pretty cool. Yes. Yes, and we are streaming live. Okay, let me do some self-promotion here. Shameless self-promotion at that. I'll be in Sacramento on the 27th at Mousie's. Okay, this is a new comedy club. I think it was kind of a club that the Roostallers did, and then they renamed it Mousie and decided to make it a music and comedy club. So I'll be there Saturday the 27th. You can get tickets at andybumatai.com, and you'll see stand-up shows. You click that, and then there'll be a link to the Eventbrite site, and then or you could just go to eventbrite.com, search Andy Bumatai, and see that, okay? And then on the 28th after that, okay, I'll be in Santa Cruz at Ponos. See with the shaka there? A lot of discussion about the shakas. There we go. And I'll be there, and it's a 6 p.m. show because I have to drive back to the airport, stay at the Motel 6 and get up at 5 to make a 7 o'clock flight the next morning. I'll be actually up in Granite Bay at Beth Post's house doing a show on the 26th, then Sacramento on the 27th, and then this on the 28th, Ponos here. And I'm not advertising Beth's show because she kind of has her in-house thing, a mailing list, and I've done it a couple of times. In fact, I saw Makaha Sons up at her house. Beautiful up there. She's got a great property, and anyway, yada yada. And Gooch Kawa says, "Ooh, nice talks." Yeah, that was a complete AI action there. I wasn't really me in a tux. Augie did that for me. He goes, "Hey, if you need any pictures," and so I used it here. But I used to have a lot of tuxedos. But yeah. Ooh, great pick. Well, thank you so much, Johnny, coming from you because you're Mr. Costume. I did a show with Johnny Rocks Hollywood, and I think he did a 40-minute set in front of me and changed 5 times. I know, it was amazing. Oh, yeah, there we go, Johnny Rocks Hollywood. Oh, sorry, wrong one right there. Pono's Hawaiian Grill in Santa Cruz. Yeah, I always call it something else, but Pono's is what it says on the sign. And the little ticker down here has all that information on it. Yeah, the of course, I'll be in November 15th in San Diego with Augie again at the Ice House. That's in San Diego, right? Well, let me see. Santa Cruz, Texas. We'll see. We'll give it some time. Come in. Hey, brother Sam. How are you, brother? There we go. In Comedy Club. Oh, yeah, it's Pasadena. What am I saying? San Diego. Ice House in Pasadena. Which version of the Suns did you see? Well, I forget all. I don't want to blow anybody's names, but yeah, this was about 4 years ago. So do the math. I forget it was. Anyway, I don't want to. I'm not good with names, you know what I mean? Especially under pressure. So anyway, nobody comes to Pennsylvania except me. Well, you got the whole place to yourself there, Michael. What are you complaining about? Are you kidding? Ice House. That would be November 15th. And Pasadena in the Ice House. John Coco. That's the ones. Yeah. And it was beautiful. Beth has this big house, and she has this big porch, which she uses as a stage and sets up folding chairs in this beautiful, huge yard she has under these really cool trees with a stream going by. I mean, it's like you could shoot a TV special there. I'm telling you. I know. That's the problem. You have it all to yourself. Oh, well, I know. I'm in PA, so see, there you go, Michael. What are you talking about? Junko Basics in PA, there's a crowd right there. Do a show. Oh, I know. Aloha, brother Sam. That's from Darlene S. right there. Okay, now, what time we got? Ooh, about 8 more minutes in the show here. Now we're going to do this thing about the Kailua stream, okay? Because they're cleaning up that area and doing all sorts of things. So let's see if we can figure out which one it is. And I think it's this one.
All right, now back on Oahu to the windward side, the water at Kailua Beach might look a little bit different this week. That's because the mouth of the Elepulu stream was opened up this morning as part of the beach's restoration project. Nathan Shinagawa with details tonight from Kailua.
The Department of Facility Maintenance opened Kailua Beach Park's Ka'elepulu stream mouth, aiming to improve water flow and help reduce the risk of flooding. In a statement, the city said, quote, "The opening was timed with high tide to maximize water exchange and to help prevent the stream mouth from quickly closing again." Now that the stream mouth has been open, as you can see, the usually stagnant water is much more flowy and streamy. And while it may be pretty, it's still recommended that you will
This guy Nathan, he's very good, don't you think? You know, so natural.
avoid this area, at least until the process is completed by the end of the week. There will be signs posted up around the beach area to let people know. But the stream mouth opening also serves as part of the city's greater Kailua Beach Dune Restoration Project, which has been in progress since last November.
It's really a long-term effort on our part to restore the dunes at Kailua Beach, but this stream clearing effort really works in tangent with us to make sure that we can create as much recreation.
If you're going to clean a beach, it's nice to have a bulldozer, don't you think?
Space for the community as possible.
People have been amazed where the project has completed its initial phases, amazed at how much more sand there is close to the coastline.
But this isn't the only change for Kailua Beach Park, with park closure hours also set to be enforced for the first time, from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. However, a closure of a state park doesn't mean the area is completely inaccessible.
You can still traverse, you can still walk through the park to get to any amount of recreational resources. That's the ocean, that's in a parking lot, or that's any residential areas. So you can still go through the park when it's closed, you just can't remain in the park when it's closed.
You can't just go through it, you can traverse. Let's make that distinction there, folks, because a lot of people, hey, we'll go walk through the park. Hey, no, I'd rather traverse. Oh, okay.
Closure hours will be in place for a 3-month pilot program, and after that, the city will determine if it should be permanent.
There's been a pretty robust discussion amongst the community on whether there's going to be any positive or negative impacts to this, and so we really want to assess what those impacts are.
Closure hours will begin on Friday. Nathan Shinagawa, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Okay, did you hear that? It starts today. So for those of you who are thinking about traversing, make sure that it's in line with the new park hours. I know. Because you can walk and stop, but if it's like that no traversing, only traversing time, you can walk through, you just can't stop. Or the traverse police will come and grab you. Okay. Okay, now you got me looking for this Janine one here. Janine Corbett. Hello, Andy. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, Janine. I don't know where your post is, but it's here somewhere, and I can't find it. And going back and looking for it is way too hard. Hey, Kong, how you, brother? Kong checking in from Tokyo. Aloha no. Look at that avatar. He's a superhero. And he is in my eyes, at least. Thank you for being here, brah. I know. Just walking through. No stopping. Exactly, darling. You have it wired. And Brother Sam says, I find it amazing that they have allowed people to use the beach as a party area when they have found 5,000 graves on the sand there. 5,000? Really? That's a lot of graves. I didn't know that. Whew. Right. Wear your traversing footwear, right? Because, certain shoes will stop. Traversing footwear just keeps going. And that's what you want to be wearing during the only traversing hours. I know. Komasame Kong! You remember that on the radio, don't you? Flowy and Streamy are the two lost dwarves of Snow White. Well, Flowy used to be Streamy, and then, Anyway, there we go. Okay, gang, we are at the bottom of the hour. I got about 3 more minutes left. You know what? Let's take a look at the news item about how Kiko, as Mad Statter would say, not Kikoman, but Kiko, the hurricane, looks like it's going to miss the islands, but what it will do to the ocean, people should be aware of. Okay, so let me see if I can find that, and I think it is. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one.
A high surf warning is in effect for much of the state as Kiko is generating some large surf along our east-facing shores. Joining us now with more is a familiar face here at Wake Up Today, Chris Latronic with Honolulu Ocean Safety. My brother, great to see you, Chris.
Hey, my brother Sam, so good to see you and everybody here at KHON. Thank you for having me.
I'm sure a lot of folks are smiling at home, getting to see your handsome face once again. Okay, so we have a high surf warning in effect for much of the east-facing shores. What are you folks focused on today?
Yeah, so we're focused on ocean safety, of course. Like, it's going to be some big surf. We already saw it coming in last night. So we are going to have extra personnel throughout the east side. So you want to be safe today. It's unusual because this is hurricane swell. This is not like the usual big storm surf that we see from far away. This was close. This was coming from a particular angle that we don't see usually. So you got to watch out for some of the spots that are exposed from the east side. So you got to watch out. Sandy Beach, Makapu'u. We closed down. We work with a DLNR to close down the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail, as well as mainly the tide pools. We're going to see unusual storm surges from this. And although we just want to be extra aware, because right now it might not be as big, but we are expected around noon to see some of the biggest surf. So you want to just be extra aware. If you're going to spectate, go to a lifeguarded beach and make sure you just check in lifeguards. We're your friends out there. So make sure you talk to us and we'll tell you the best places to spectate.
The best places to spectate. I got it. That spectate is something you do after you traverse.
Even to stay safe if you do want to jump in the water. But we advise, especially if you're a novice, don't go in the water today. Just wait till it gets all clear, especially just after tomorrow into Thursday.
Yeah, if you're like me, don't head out of the water, folks. And you used to always give me a good tip that I'd never heard before I talked to you, is if the sand is wet, stay away from that area, right? You want to stay on the dry sand.
If the sand is smooth, you better move. It means the waves, the water line goes up pretty far. So you just want to be aware of that, especially during the sandy beaches, Sandy Beach, as well as Kailua Beach, some of the places that a lot of our friends and tourists go during this time. But also going out into the kind of the outer areas, like the Mokuluas, the Mokumanus. If you're going down the Chinaman's Hat, going with the kayak, we're going to see unusual currents and rip currents during this time. So it's some things that you don't really see during regular days out on the east side. So just be extra careful, check in with us, and things will be okay.
Yeah, hurricane's just a totally different animal. We were talking yesterday a little bit about wraparound surf. Is that something you guys are a little bit concerned about?
Yes, because we are seeing it kind of southeast. I mean, we do also have a south swell coming in, so you might just kind of mix in with that. So you just want to be careful. China Wall is also a place. If you're going to, a lot of people go into Speedy Caves to jump off. Don't jump off in that area. I mean, even on a regular day, be safe, but during this time when we see the currents, some of the waves crashing in, you don't want to be there, and especially in those places that we don't even have lifeguards. So be extra careful, go to a lifeguarded beach, and then spectate from a distance. That's the best way to stay safe.
Yeah, lifeguarded beach is always the best call. Our folks with Honolulu Ocean Safety, always there to help you out. That's the spot to be.
It's interesting how sometimes you hear people use words. Have you ever said that? Oh, I was just thinking about going down there and spectating. But I guess you would be a spectator, so you're there to spectate. I don't know, but I've never heard the word used that way. I like it. And Kamasami Kong says that he will be home to MC the Kalapana concert on October 4th at the Shell. Wow. Last time I saw Kalapana at the Shell, Mackie was there. I know, having a lot of trouble in more ways than one. But yes, and Kalapana just had a wonderful performance in Japan, and Kong was there not emceeing, but just enjoying the show, and said it was amazing. Yeah, Kalapana at the Shell. I'm going to try and make that one October 4th. Hope I'm in town. That would be great. Yeah, okay. So there you go, gang. And yeah, I miss Mackie. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can't tell any of those stories. Sorry, folks. I know, out of respect. Watch for a wraparound. Yeah, I know, which is very different from a reach around. But the wraparound is, you know, the waves, they're wondering if it's going to hit the North Shore. And of course, those reefs love big swells. So there we go. Yeah, because the surf contest spectating. I don't know. Again, I've never heard it done that way. Or traverse is, I mean, I've heard traverse, but if you are considering you can traverse, you know, but anyway. I wish I could be there. Hopefully at this time next year I will be. Oh, that would be nice, Miles. And let me know. You know, we always get together when, you know, Medium 7 Up, a.k.a. Miles, is in town. Kikoman caused big surf. Oh, yeah. And, you know, and Aloha, that's the big one. More salty, but. Okay, gang, special thanks, as always, to all our moderationizers out there. Nani Aloha, also an associate producer. Rick S. was here, C. Honda, Devin. We didn't see Shakalaka, but she's with us in spirit. So thanks, ha. Who spectating is what brother was doing at the beach all day. Mauna boy, my dear boy. Okay. Oh, thank you, moderators, and thanks to you, gang. Let's hit the fancy graphic for the people watching, and that's you. So thanks, for being here. And again, we'll see you on Friday at 4 Turtles. That's Hawaii Standard Time, PM. So, and hopefully we'll have the poll thing working by then. We'll see. Not exactly sure. Okay, gang, we're going to end the show, and we do it by saying...